In today's video, I'm going to share with you how I go about analyzing different development deals as they come to me. And I think this is a really good example because I literally just got this email about less than an hour ago. And I think it's a good way to show you how you can go about approaching analyzing whether it's a flip project or some other type of development project. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it. So I received this email from this wholesaler who has this property currently under contract. So if after this analysis is done, this is a project that you want to take on, you have all the information that you need. Just keep in mind, none of this is to be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice. Please proceed, therefore, with this as educational content only. So with this project, he's saying it's a great fix and flip opportunity in Long Beach, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,266 square feet of living space on a 4,879 square foot lot. Very interesting. With a detached 2-car garage, which means it has potential to convert that garage into an ADU. He was very correct. So in his analysis, he has a sales price as $610,000, the repairs at $65,000, and he estimates an ARV of $820,000. And what's really cool, I do like this about his emails, is he always gives a breakdown of where he thinks all those different things will be. However, it's interesting that in this, he kind of leaves out the cost of actually doing a garage conversion into an ADU, which will definitely push the $65,000 up. So let's just assume that this ARV is just to sell the property as is without adding an ADU, and we'll kind of do that analysis with the ADU separately. So one of the first things that I like to do and always kind of turn to when it comes to analyzing deals like this is I just use the net sheet. So this is a net sheet that if you happen to purchase the How to Become a Developer workbook, it is available in there as well. You'll actually get a copy of this exact template that I am using. And it's very simple from there. I use this net sheet basically to see if we have the list price at this point and we have the sales price at this point, how much profit is there in this deal realistically? And I think this is a very important step that a lot of people, too many people actually skip because they get way too excited about things and they want to dive head in and start kind of getting their hands dirty. And really, this is very important because you don't want to lose money. And that's why it's important to take this step. So I will pretty much just use the numbers that he gave me. So the acquisition price is $610,000. And then that will automatically change the closing costs. So we have the closing cost estimates here. And then he's saying the after repair value will be $820,000. So that tells us, down here, we can put 820, and he estimates $65,000 in construction, So we'll have that there as well. And we'll just have that override these guys right here. And then for the sake of this example, we're assuming that we're doing an 85% kind of LTV loan, which is standard for hard money, and then 8% interest. And let's say it takes, since it's just a straight flip, it takes us about 4 months to get it. Say it takes 4 months from beginning to end. And we'll say that there are no additional fees. So this gives us our monthly loan payment amount estimated, and that's interest only. And so here we have a good idea of the cost to close our property, the cost to carry the property, the cost of the construction, the cost to pay the property taxes. So this is something that a lot of people often miss. So long as you own the property, whether it's 3 months, 4 months, you do have to pay property taxes on it. And not only you have to pay it on the amount that you purchased the property for. So that's also something to take into consideration. And then what's great about this is it lets us know how much it's actually going to cost us to sell it, because in his analysis, he doesn't really provide that information, right? He doesn't give you any idea of, the commissions that have to be paid, the cost in order to actually go ahead and resell the property and pay everything off and so on and so forth, which does come at a cost. And so what I like about this sheet is it definitely allows you to see all those different things happening. And so we're going to assume that the commissions will be 2% on both sides, both the listing side as well as the selling side. And what's really crazy is right away, you'll see something that stands out. And so in this sheet, I have it organized where that if this number is negative right here, it tells you that how much money essentially you're already losing in the deal. And right now, I can tell that we're going to lose $40,000 if we assume that we're going to make $118,000 profit. And so now is the time where we have to reconcile those numbers. Luckily, reconciling those numbers is actually very easy and straightforward. So this number out here is designed to tell you exactly how off you are. And right now it's telling us that we're off by roughly $40,000. So the easiest thing that we can do, because we're assuming for the sake of this example that we can't change the acquisition price, and we're assuming that we can't change that sales price either, we're going to go ahead and just adjust the estimated net profit by that exact amount. So I'm going to subtract out that 39577. I can do that very easily using this document. And see here, it says that the 820 selling price matches our estimated ARV that we got from that email. And that leaves us with a net profit of $78,725. So if we and a good way to kind of, the way that this is designed is for accountability purposes. If this number is 0, it's basically telling you that there is, like, you have taken all the money that is possible on the table, off the table, essentially. And so this lets us know that if we were to acquire the property for 610, this is how much we would spend in closing costs, carrying costs, construction costs, property taxes, selling costs, commissions, and we could back into a net profit, walk away with this net $78,000 in our pocket. And so that is actually a pretty healthy, sizable margin, to be honest. Some people might say, oh, that's a little bit too little. Like, that's not enough for me. I kind of want like a 6-figure project if I'm doing all these different types of things. But all honesty, this is not a bad thing. And this is kind of average that I've seen, especially given the size of the project itself and how much work is required. That's not bad at all. And if you think about it too, and what I like about this analysis is that it shows you the acquisition price. It gives you the actual percentage of the acquisition price of the end value. So you're buying something very close to that 70% rule that a lot of people have when it comes to flipping properties. It's not perfect. It's very hard to get right at 70%, especially in Southern California, but 74.39% is very, very close. And so here you'll be able to see, you'll have to put in a total of $188,000 though, in order to take this from beginning to end. And excuse me, estimated construction budget of $65,000. You have a gross margin of $210, but of course, like we saw up here, your net profit at the end of the day is going to be $78,725, assuming that all these other numbers meet their mark. So let's just take this a little further. So let's just say that something comes up during the construction period time. I don't know, like you find out that there is a hole in the foundation and to fix it, and it costs like $20,000. So it's easy to start seeing using this sheet that if we get a surprise of $20,000 and that pushes our construction budget up by that amount, then we're losing $20,000 here, and our net profit now has to go down by another $20,000, and that brings us to $58,725. Now, let's also say you put the property in the market at 2% commission for both the listing agent and the selling agent, and no one is biting on it. And so you have to then go ahead and raise those commissions on both sides to make it something that the agents actually want to sell and push that product. Then that costs you another $8,200. And so you can kind of start to see how, okay, my net profit will whittle away to $50,525 if I have an unexpected increase in construction budget, or if I have to pay extra commissions, or even any other thing. So if something comes up where the city says, hey, we cited the property for XYZ, you're gonna have to pay us $500. You can it's easy to visualize how that will continue to cut into your net profit, which is why I like using a net sheet like this when it comes to analyzing the deal very quickly. So I hope that was helpful for you if you're out there searching for properties, whether to flip, wholesale even, and develop. I always encourage you to go through this very quick analysis. I mean, it took us less than like 10 minutes to do, and in the long run, it can save you a lot of money. So I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks. Bye.